someone tell me that, oh, your hands are too small, you can't handle this, you can't carry this. I'm like, duh. If you can do it, I can do it. People do not know that women have, there's an innate strength.
Yeah.
That's it. So I always lean on my inner strength, and it works for me. So I don't listen to anyone telling me, oh, you're doing, you're acting like a woman. Stop overreacting, because that's the phrase they like to use, is stop overreacting. If I'm upset, I'm allowed to be upset because you've made me upset.
Like, I stopped at a filling station one time and I was telling the guy, okay, I want to use POS, blah, 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 blah. He didn't understood the language he was speaking, and he was telling his colleague, this girl married too early. She's too small, she's too young. So yes, they underestimate that size and feel, oh, this person's going to be a pushover. But the truth is, we are the strongest.
Not necessarily, to be honest. If I think of my experience at HH, I think I get the flip side. I don't know if it's my name, I don't know if it's my tone in emails. People always call me Mr. And then when they see me in the call, they're, oh, I didn't know you were a woman.
Okay.
But I haven't necessarily faced, at least, in the time that I spent in HH, not having access to an opportunity or being shut down because I was a woman. That hasn't necessarily happened to me.
Yes, I have. So, but then in all fairness, I've also experienced sabotage from men. So maybe more from the men than the women.
What kind of men are you working with?
My experience with the other gender has not been humiliated in any way.
Because when I was much younger, I wanted to be a boy. As early as 4 or 5. And it was for the simplest or silliest reason. My class teacher was male, and more often than not, when he'll come to class, he'll be teaching and speaking to us. It was a very renowned school in Ibadan. He would always say, you boys, you must come first though. You can't let these girls, like, we're very young, like, you don't know anything. And that was my first term in that school. And I remember getting my report card. I came second. Yeah, I came second. And the boy came first. And I got home, I was so sad. I felt very bad. I told my dad, I want to be a boy. And then he asked why. And then I said, oh, but the boys always get good grades. My teacher even said that boys are entitled to come in first place in class. And I just feel that it's bad, and I really want to come first place, so I think I should be a boy.
In my days while growing up in class, men are always kind of like prepared, intentional about what they want to do, probably because of the stereotype that you're a man, you have to do this, you'll be responsible for your family and all that. So today, women are also taking that stand to be much more intentional about what they do.
Heard people say that. So we were in a room one time, and I think I was the only woman in the room. Other men were there, and our line manager was speaking to us, and then he said, "Gentlemen." He didn't say. So he said, "Oh, I forgot there was a lady. You walk like a man." So really, I don't think I need to. If you can do it, you can do it. You really don't need to prove a point that you can do it. Your work will speak for you.
Definitely.
Over time, especially when you're in a team, it's very easy for people to tend to lean towards the winning side. So by that I mean when
Nobody likes failure.
Exactly. So if everybody sees that the only way to get promoted in this place is by doing eye service, everybody's going to do eye service. But then
That should be fun.
yes, but then not directly, because I think we're in a group that focuses more on results.
Competition can be in both ways. It can be negative, it can be positive. Like if I have a female in my team and the person is doing better, I might want to not compete, but learn from the person. Who's this person doing right? How is he doing it? And
want to be better. So I think that's a good competition.
Exactly.
Not necessarily.
But then imagine that the person doesn't have the right mindset, the person you're trying to learn from. If I observe that you're very good, you're an excellent writer, for instance, or a communicator, and I want to be like you, and then I reach out and say, how are you so good at this? You know, some people will just say,
Positive.
exactly, yes.
At times I wonder if that happens among men. Like, we have men that are competing.
I think so. I even think it happens more.
It's my gender.
I think it happens more within the men. I just think that sometimes male. I think the reason why people just assume, people are quick to point fingers at women and say that women, I think it's because we can't hide our expressions and our emotions. So we're maybe more vocal than the men are. So a man can be beefing with his colleague, but he'll come to the office and smile and they would shake hands and all of that. But then they're competing and they don't necessarily like one another. But women can't hide it. If you see her, you just carry your face and like, don't look at me or something like that. Or I'm not coming to your house or coming for your baby shower.
First is I would understand that personality, right? I understand that personality. Understand that, okay, this person might have her own ego and all that. Yes, it's expected, especially when you probably have maybe similar experience, you have similar interests and all that. So that would definitely play out. But there's this thing I've always learned, and it has helped me on the job, is understanding my boss and knowing how to manage such person, regardless of the gender. When you have two women with strong personality, you can have those frictions play out once in a while, but then you must understand that there is a boss. So I've had an opportunity to work with a male boss who tends to have a soft spot for all his female team members, because he would always place them in the shoes of his wife.
If my starting point is, I'm a regular everyday girl, I've been told if you work hard, you would, you achieve, you'll be able to, succeed, all of that stuff. And then, as you get older and you become more aware, you realize that if I don't play like these men are playing, I won't even make it to the top. So you end up finding that, at least from my observation, you hear things like, she behaves like a man just because maybe she's more assertive. Not aggressive, assertive is the word I was looking for. But she behaves like a man. I don't know why she's doing this. I don't know why she's doing that. So I find that women definitely have to sometimes play capture. Yeah. And sometimes their actions are interpreted as, why is she trying to be a man? And you're there like, no, I'm trying to fight for my own voice.
Yes, it does. I also had a colleague that said, please, if you're giving me a new staff, recruitment, please don't give me a female. I don't want a woman that will tell me I'm getting, and that's, is a no-no. It's not acceptable, because we're talking about inclusiveness. So there shouldn't be gender discrimination. There was a time, during my residency, we newly resumed, and about 20 people resumed, 20 doctors resumed pediatrics. I can tell you that year, about maybe 6 to 8 people came in with bulging tummy. And there was a particular guy that said that going forward, there should be a stop to this, whereby, there will be a caveat. If you're coming for pediatric residency, you have to, work for maybe 1 year before you get pregnant. Some organizations are even still doing that. Like, they won't make you sign an undertaking or, like what is an unspoken rule. Like, you can't get pregnant now. And honestly, I feel bad to say this, but it's even happened to me. There was a time, even during residency, I had to tell one of my colleagues that, residency is a 6-year program, right? And there was one of my colleagues that went on maternity leave for maybe every 2 years. So throughout the 6-year program, this person had 3 babies.
3 babies.
So we're like, are we the ones that are stupid? We don't know how to get pregnant.
Conceive.
coming from a female like me,
Yeah.
no, let alone male. Yes, it does. I think things should be done about this, really.
Well, I think the older generation probably didn't understand the full meaning of collaboration. And so because in their days, they didn't have so many women occupying, those significant positions at the time. And so for them, success was like a do or die. And having occupied that, they didn't want anybody. That's one. Secondly, the younger generation of women are much more vocal. They don't perceive culture the way we do. So they don't seem to give a hoot when it comes to culture. And so when you have not even arrived here, and then you're already speaking your mind, airing your mind, airing your mind, your opinion and all that. So the women are like, oh yeah, you're not even here yet, you're already this bold. And so I think the older generation of women were looking to subdue, the younger ones. But in the recent times, it has changed because we found ourselves in an era of collaboration, an era of technology, an era of artificial intelligence, where the older one do not seem to have as much experience as the younger one. So if you do not collaborate, you probably both not go anywhere. Anyways, the younger ones would even go faster ahead of you and leave you behind if you fail, to collaborate.
Lots of times we're looking up to people who are from a different time.
Yeah.
I'm interested in saying, okay, within my old colleagues who on a day-to-day, our challenges are a bit more similar. How can we learn from each other? How can we even grow together as we navigate, work and life and all of those different things?
Yeah.
I feel that I procrastinated so much about certain things. Please don't laugh. One of the things that I wanted to do was to relocate also. Yeah. Earlier, the moment I was in med school, and a lot of my classmates left. So I was thinking, okay, why should I even follow? I've always had the mind of my own. Why should I follow everyone? So I stayed back. But now looking back, I'm like, I wish I had done it because I don't want to do it now. Like I feel I'm too old to relocate now.
I understand.
I'm too old to relocate now. I felt I should have done it when I was much younger.
Be yourself. Everybody will like you,
Definitely.
but be real.
Okay.
They would see the good work you're doing.
Okay.
They might not want to talk about it in your presence, but they draw inspiration from that and really want to be like you.